welcome back. Just outside St. Paul's Cathedral here for Sky News, where Baroness Thatcher's ceremonial funeral services just come to an end. And of course, one of Margaret Thatcher's, as she then was, closest working relationships was with former US President Ronald Reagan. His widow Nancy was unable to attend today's funeral due to her ill health. But George Shultz and James Baker from those administrations both served as US Secretaries of State under Ronald Reagan during Mrs. Thatcher's time in power. They were in attendance. The Republican Party was also represented by Congresswomen Marsha Blackburn and Michele Bachmann, who was in the race to be the party's US presidential candidate, you may remember, last year. They join me now. A very good afternoon to you, and thank you very much for coming along. Michele Bachmann, first of all, well, both of you, just give me your impressions of the service, the ceremony, first of all.
It was exactly as one would hope it would be. It was honoring a tribute to a wonderful woman, and it was really a privilege to be able to be here in representation of our country. Okay,
and you're representing your country, you're representing your party, you're representing Congress, of course, as well.
Right, here as a designee of the Speaker and representing the U.S. House. And it was such a fitting tribute today, and how wonderful that so many different representatives from so many countries came, and it was a service of gratitude and gratefulness for appreciation for a job well done and a life well lived, and happy to be a part of it.
Let me talk about the relationship with the United States that Margaret Thatcher was. Of course, she didn't establish it, but cemented alongside Ronald Reagan. I mean, what did that mean to you as you were cutting your political teeth, Michele? How did you follow that, and what influence did she have upon you?
She was a great intellect, and she had a great heart. She had a wonderful mind, a wonderful heart, and she put them together with her spirit. And we heard that today during the course of the remarks, that she was a strong woman of faith that infused her character, and for that she had great moral clarity. She understood the issues of the day. She was able to bring moral clarity to bear. And as we saw with the funeral procession, she was given a standing ovation by her people. And you could hear that within the people's hearts in the cathedral today, that they continued to give her a standing ovation.
Well, was there, just staying with you, was there a little bit of Margaret Thatcher in you as you made your pitch for the Republican nomination back in 2012? People were saying, well, are you America's Iron Lady?
That would be an honor for any of us to be called America's Iron Lady. But Margaret Thatcher, the most consequential political woman of the last 100 years. And that's why she has been and will remain a role model for women, not only in the present, but I think for the next century to come.
And I think part of that is Margaret Thatcher was the woman who was a transformational leader, who proved that you can be a world power. And that is a role model and that she set forward. And not only for the UK, but for women around the globe to say, yes, she is one who has that tenderness of spirit, as well as having that ability to relate to average individuals and knowing what was transpiring, and then to turn around and use that in a way to lead people. I always loved the fact that she was influenced by Friedrich Hayek, as was I, and I was so pleased that that was mentioned today, his writings, his policies, and she knew what she believed, so therefore she was very firm in that and could go out. A great chemist always knows how to make good solutions, yes.
I mean, and
yes.
Tell me also about the United States, the interest in this funeral itself. We know that Fox has been taking some of our live coverage. There is an appetite and a demand for this in the United States.
There is, because one thing that Margaret Thatcher saw is the decline in Britain, and she knew that she could reverse it, and she did. And we're all the better off before it. It isn't just Great Britain that benefited. The United States, the rest of the world benefited by her work. We see that in the United States as well, as she partnered with both Ronald Reagan and with the Pope to bring down the totalitarian regime of her day. We see that every generation has to deal with these problems, and we in the United States also take great delight from her courage, and we need that today in our country as we're taking on our problems.
I mean, and is that the issue, you touched upon it there, Michele, is that the issue that that stands out in the United States, the influence that she had, that Ronald Reagan had on ending the Cold War, bringing down the Berlin Wall.
Right, and understanding how to build that partnership and to build it between countries. And I tweeted this morning to my colleagues in the House, that as they rise today and enjoy bipartisan debate, that is one of the legacies of Thatcher and Reagan, that you can agree to disagree, but you can work together for the common good. And that is, right now, as there are so many problems that are facing Europe, as there are problems that are facing the U.S., as everyone is concerned about the impact and the threat of terrorism, it is imperative that we find that ability to return to work together for the common good.
Well, thank you both very much for that.
Absolutely.
Where are you off to now? Are you off to one of the receptions?
We are off, and then we're going to spend some time with our colleagues in Parliament this afternoon.
Okay, well, not too far away. Good luck with that. Thank you very much for sparing the time to talk to Sky News, Michele Bachmann.